Oh, are we up? Are we up?
We're up.
Okay, now we're up. I gotta do my newscaster paper sorting here because today I will be your host. And good old Meps will be off camera. So if you see me looking off camera, that's probably what I'm looking at.
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me. I'm Nerd of Prey. I'm the creative director on DCUO. We're going to talk about episode 31, Deluge. And my first guest today is Aver, the lead systems designer.
Hello.
Hi. And say hello again. Because
Hello.
I didn't get to say hello.
Hello again. Oh, sorry.
Say hello.
Hello.
He's here to talk about, because the big thing about this event is we are trying to bring Starro back, which was just an event last year, and update it based on feedback, based on normal episode structure, and make it a permanent addition to the game, because it's frankly, it was really good. Kind of sad to see that it's gone. But it's so much more than that. We've created new locations. We're adding so many new characters. It's a pretty large event, an episode at this point. Let me look at my paper here. Feel free to coach me, producer Matt.
You're doing great. Keep going.
Yes.
Just chat if you have questions. I'm watching chat today full time, so
yeah. So totally throw me a curveball in chat.
definitely.
But we did release the letter that I wrote and edited. Meps edited for me with a couple of typos here and there, but it's all right. It's okay.
Don't mention those.
I always like the stuff that we write, and like mine's just bullet points, and then Meps hooks me up.
He's a great writer.
Oh,
It magically becomes paragraphs.
Right, it magically coherent thoughts. It's good.
I'm going to get into the story so far. So if you guys remember last year, there was an Atlantean research outpost. It was near the Antarctic. And they had discovered a creature that they didn't recognize. And that was little Starro. A little Starro had like swum up and attached to like one of the vent ports. And they started experimenting on them. And you guys might remember Arthur, Aquaman, was like, "What? I never sanctioned this. What is this?" And at the time, we just thought it was researchers being curious. But what this episode reveals is it was way more sinister than that. There are actually insurrectionists among the Atlanteans, which that's a $64 word, but it means rebels. And they are using the Starros to create a war against the Drylanders. So they're always like, it wasn't the Atlanteans. They didn't do it. They actually did. It just wasn't any of the good ones. It wasn't Arthur's people. It's a group called the Deluge, who are led by, I guess I'll just spoil it. His name's Wrath, and you guys might have seen him. I think we leaked that about a week ago. Amazing looking character. I think we're going to look at him again today.
We are.
So we'll take a look at him in a minute. Does that hit most of the plot points there?
Yeah, straight from the comics, right?
Yes, that's true. This is a very, very popular book. It is some of the most beautiful art that I have seen in comics in probably like a decade. It is some top-notch stuff. I cannot say the guy's name. It is. I will tweet it later. It is not a name that is easily pronounced, but he was a big inspiration. I feel like a total jerk for not knowing how to say his name. But it was a big inspiration, the whole Deluge story arc, Wrath rising to power, and the art lead and I took a lot of inspiration from that, both when designing what you'll see of Atlantis and what we have in the future that we're not going to talk about yet. And Wrath himself was very much inspired by that art style. Let's see what else we got here. Do you want me to talk about the characters that are coming, or we'll get to that?
No, let's just jump into it.
All right. So we leaked Mara a little bit early. We couldn't resist. She was so cool and added a cool angle to the Valentine's event. But this is her first like real step forward, a permanent addition to the game. She will be a very vital character in this, and essentially she's going to take the heroes on their journey through the content. And on the flip side, someone else who's very close to Arthur, Ocean Master, is going to rally the villains around his cause, which usually basically means he's going to pay them quite a lot of rewards to help him. Because it's all about kings, queens, who should be on the throne. It's a story that we're going to start here, but we're going to come back to in the future.
Dun, dun, dun.
So obviously Mara's a new model. Ocean Master got a little bit of a makeover. We'll show him in a bit. He looked a little out of place with the rest of the crew. So
Turn the camera around
turn it.
in the game.
Oh, let's take a look. Ooh, pretty. Look at that pretty. Oh, well, there's Mirror Master.
Just a little. Oh,
There he is. Can I walk over there?
Sure.
Let's get a little bit closer look. I'll just walk right past him so I don't have to change the camera. But yeah, he got a little bit of a material texture makeover. He no longer has the giant red. No one knows what it is, but it was a ray on his chest. I was like, what is that?
Looks a little like a book, but
It does look
it's
like it. But it's gone. Now he looks cool. He's all updated and shiny and actually looks like awesome standing next to the newer characters.
yeah, I love the scale detail. Like,
I know.
this is awesome.
And that will soon be players to have that. Not that particular outfit, but cool scales. You'll see later. All right. And of course, our first big Atlantean episode, Black Manta, is finally in the game. Oh, I feel so much better now. I've been wanting that for so long. It's like a release. It's like all those major ones from the Super Friends. I'm so happy when they finally make it into the game. And then there's not a person, but a thing that we'll show later. That is a very, very, I say it's the final boss of the episode.
Yeah, definitely.
In that voice. And we also have tinted the older Atlantean soldier models and stuff so that we can show our factions off better. Like Kormrath's team looks this color, Mara's team is this color, and Ocean Master, he's got luckily new colors to base his army off of. So I think that's good to talk about the NPCs. What's next?
Let's jump into the rewards.
Oh, it's your moment.
Usually we
time
do
to
this
talk.
opposite. We do rewards at the end, but they're just too good.
They are
yeah.
quite good.
They're
I do
super
want to
good.
mention that it's, I believe CR218 is entry for this.
I have a list of numbers.
He brought numbers.
Because it's not all memorized. There's so many numbers.
No, you're just really prepared.
So yeah, the entry level is let me find it on my list.
Are we looking at the,
Yeah, I think it's
show
218.
off a little bit more environment.
So
For the end game versions, right?
for the in-game versions, yeah. So we, as with some of the other content, we have event versions and normal versions, and so there'll be varying rewards for those and whatnot. So. Do you guys want to talk about kind of the conversion real quick?
Sure.
So as you...
They're not interested
They're
in
not
that.
in that, yeah. So as you guys probably remember, or hopefully do, the Starro event had a bunch of stuff in it. It was a bunch of cool rewards and OP items, lots of those, and face mods and all sorts of stuff like that, and a currency called Spores. But obviously with things changing and the storyline evolving, we've taken those rewards and evolved them as well. So some of you may have Spores left over, and don't worry, we're actually going to transition those into the new currency called Atlantean Crowns. This is our second crown currency, which is pretty exciting. But yeah, we'll so if you had any Spores, you'll actually be able to keep those, and they'll turn into crowns, and you'll have a slight head start on the next bit of content.
Much rejoicing is heard across the internet.
And we've actually taken most of the rewards from the Starro event, and we've packaged them in a box. And it is called Starro the Conqueror Loot Box, creatively.
Oh.
Loot
Well
box.
Yeah, well, I'm a story guy. I'm a word guy. So we put that in there, and you'll be able to get that from the vendor for Atlantean Crowns. And if you're a member, you'll actually be able to get those when you defeat bosses. And so with each one that you open, you're able to get a collection from the old Starro event, a base item or a pet, and then a chance to receive any of the old Starro gear, Starro the Conqueror style, which is the enhanced version, some of the OP items and the face mods and stuff like that. So.
Just to be clear, what's the ratio for Spores to crowns?
It's actually 1-to-1. Yeah, so it's just an even crossover. Yep.
It's easy math for SJ.
Easy math, yeah. Yeah. I didn't even have to write that down. So.
Yeah. I didn't explicitly say this, so I'm going to mention it now, is just like rewards and stuff, content got converted. Things got there are now high-level versions of the old duo, there's some updates there, and the alert, and the threat below the old raid got some love. Frankly, we took some feedback from some of the mechanics, added some new ones, and created an entire elite version of that raid so that everything should fit the formula of an episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, and we actually you can expect all new rewards for the high level set of content and the scaling version, and then all of the old rewards you'll still be able to get because they're feats and cool styles and stuff in there as well. So
yeah, so it's kind of like a ton of stuff.
there's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Do we want to show the new
So
styles?
armory number 1 is ready for you.
Oh my god, I don't have a controller. I don't know how to do it without a controller.
It's the 1 on the number.
You weird keyboard people.
You should face the camera though.
Yeah,
there
let's
you
do
go.
that so
Perfect.
you can see her in all her glory.
Boom. All right.
This,
It's just the air conditioning.
I'm sorry, there's a very weird noise. I didn't know what it was. I'm so confused by gear.
Yeah.
This is the
with a suit.
Spindrift suit. It's the dry suit, as they call it, like a wetsuit, but it's for it's for Atlantean, so it's a dry suit, and it's essentially a scuba suit, so that you can fictionally go underwater and whatnot. It is absolutely beautiful. The materials on this, it's like brushed metal across the top of the helmet. It's really so reflective you can even see it on the live stream on the helmet there. I love that helmet. It is awesome. And this is for
the scaling. The event content. Yeah, so you'll be able to get this, and you'll also be able to get it in the as purple drops for the normal.
Love it. It kind of has a spacesuit feel to it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome.
And that came directly from the comics.
Yes,
also,
that is straight out of the books. Hey, there you go. Roll that B-roll.
Hey.
Let me find this this here image for you. This is straight out. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so
There you
they've
go.
done a great job converting that and lots of details and contrast. So looks really good.
Cool.
All right.
Armory number 2.
Yes.
What?
First time we've ever done this. Check it out.
Hey, it's camo.
The enhanced version has a camouflage pattern that is very similar to the ones like Marine Forces use, because of course, but not that they're dramatically different. But we have never had camouflage pattern before.
What? That's crazy.
The character artist actually suggested it, and I was like, yes, but also, can I have more?
I like the mask particularly in
I
this.
know, it's really cool.
Yeah, and this will come as styles in the member reward boxes.
Which we'll talk about a bit later.
We will.
We will.
It's a small spoiler.
Spoiler. But yeah, I really dig the pattern. It's really, really cool. I want this one. Particularly the gloves, so I can pound people with them. All right, on to the next.
On to the next.
I'm assuming 3, unless you're trying to trip me up.
Yep. Let's do 3.
Yes, I am trying to trip you up.
Max is just here to mess with
There
us.
she is. Look at the suit. I know when Mara showed up in Valentine's and everyone was like, "What the? Oh my god! I gotta have that style. Please be a style." We're like, "Yeah."
No, I love it. Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, the scale texture and it looks really great.
Including her crown. It's always fun to do a head item that is not just like helmet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think it could fit for a lot of themes and stuff as well.
And her little cape's got like I can't really here. Let me.
Is it a capelet? What's the?
It's a short cape.
Short cape.
We kind of went with like a royal, but we laughed that you would have to have a short cape if you're going to go swimming. Otherwise, you get tangled up in it.
Yeah, that's true.
But they added very Atlantean themed, like filigree, not really, but like detail.
Yeah, and this is the vendor gear. So this is what you'll find on the vendors from
best of the best, effectively. Except for the next thing that we're about to show you, which is the best of the best of the best.
Right.
So
The elite gear.
the elite version.
Armory number 4.
Yes.
Boom.
The whole thing has like, I don't know if they can see it well on the internet on live stream, but it has iridescence to it. Like there, you can see it on the cape so well.
Yeah, it's in the dark.
It reflects light, but still, look at that! Oh my god! Sorry, I got excited when it's so pretty. But it actually, like, you can still see the color. That's what's important. You still see the color, but it has that weird, like, mermaid pattern, to be honest. Yeah. It's like mermaid hair, mermaid skin kind of thing. And it is gorgeous. It looks amazing running in and around the lights and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is actually found on the Elite vendor. So this is the Elite version. Yep.
I can think of at least 2 people that are going to go bonkers when they see this.
4 mites, yeah, for sure. Now, people are asking what these styles look like on males. So let's do a quick character swap.
Oh boy.
And actually show people.
Thank you for hiding it, because I'm like probably gonna click on the wrong window when you do this. All right, who are we looking at?
The second one there.
All right, let's jump on this. Check him out. Yes, it was exciting to take a really cool, currently very popular female character and do an armor suit based on her. Our favorite design for her. She's had a few different ones over the past 5 or 6 years, but that particular design, it has a lot of M's and A's built into it, so it was really stood out among the rest. It wasn't just girl Aquaman.
Right.
It's kind of her own thing.
I kind of also wanted to mention, we're carrying over the item level increase for elite items, and a similar reward structure that we had in episode 31. I'm sorry, 30. Excuse me. Obviously, it's 31, but where you earn more currency and whatnot, more crowns from elite content, and you can.
Spoiler.
Uh-oh. So yeah, that elite gear it has I think it's 2 item levels higher than the vendor gear.
And you still need renown.
And you still need renown. Yeah.
Yeah, here's it on a dude. So let me just go through all of them again.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
I have different colors now.
Ooh,
Nice.
Look at this. Makes me want a hand cannon, just saying. For no reason. Yeah, yes. All right. On to the next.
On to the next. Again,
All right.
that's the...
Now he looks like a king of Atlantis. He looks pretty good. But yeah. We wanted it to look cool for everybody. Made a few modifications for anatomy, basically. But we also wanted it to still have that. The Atlanteans always wear tight stuff because they're underwater and a lot of skin exposed. Ooh, their necks, but you know what I mean. And but yeah, he looks just as regal in BA as she does. Let's look at. Wow, he is the shiniest dude I've ever seen. Get your rainbow orbital strike.
Hey, yeah.
And this suit, and just win it all essentially at that point. What color did you like a light purple?
Yeah, what color is that?
That's like, I think that's mostly just white.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So most of the
like,
iridescence is showing.
I was gonna say that is iridescent.
Yeah.
Quite. Iridescent.
You're welcome to change it.
All right. Let's do that.
Show off like a black or something like that.
See what people can kind of see what it can do. Oh, or is it black?
Oh, maybe it is black. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, I see. Well, let's
Just
go
kidding.
up the. Yes. Oh, some of it's black. Yeah. But yeah. If you want it to just be slight, you can just go straight on with the hues over here.
Yeah, I think picking the color will kind of play around with the how
But
shiny it is in the
but
contrast.
if you want to be iridescent, you can do that too. I think I'm gonna. There we go. I always like to mess up his characters. I don't feel like it's been a 6. Oh, look at the shoulder pad right there.
Oh snap! Is that glitter?
It's a little glittery. That's a little glittery.
Is that glitter?
That is beautiful like the seas.
There's also something like 70s about it. With, like the lines, which I like.
A little bit, yeah. Kind of
Alright.
reminds me of the Black Lightning costume.
We alluded to the styles, or to the member reward box. Do you want to talk about how that works?
Yeah. So the member reward box, actually, it's if I recall, it's a content owner box, right? So it is, yeah. So both members and people who have purchased the episode will get it when they defeat bosses in instances, and it is as we've done thus far, special items that are unique to these boxes. Within them, you'll get some base items that we've put in there. The enhanced spindrift style, which is this gear that we have on here.
It's not working. I was trying to handcuff the Flash.
Oh, it's
too fast for me.
It's the camo spindrift gear. You'll also have the amount of items you get from it depend on the size content that you're playing. So alerts you'll get more, and raids you'll get even more. So I think it's 1, 2, and 3 rolls, and then you also have marks and Atlantean crowns that you can get. So it's a big box of fun stuff. And then with each of those boxes, you'll also get a Star of the Conqueror loot box full of stuff from the event. Yeah.
It's a cool console.
And we also have a gift coming for members. Which
we do.
Let's talk about at the end of the stream.
Okay.
Let's save that for look at base items and the member gift
that makes
at the
sense.
end of the stream. Okay.
Because there's some neat stuff in that. I'm excited to talk about. Nice lamps.
Chat is asking about OP items.
Okay. Yeah. We OP items from the event or both?
Both, but let's start with the event.
Right. So the event, as mentioned before, we we didn't want to prevent completing any of the feats or anything like that, and we wanted to allow you to still access those OP items. So you can actually get them from the Star of the Conqueror loot box. There's a small chance of getting just straight up getting it. We took out the crafting ingredients and all that sort of stuff because there's so many rewards right now and whatnot going on that we didn't want to complicate that anymore. And so we've actually made kind of a new version of the old ones that scale up higher. They end at item level 188 and they scale. Any one that you have right now, I believe, is set at item level 174. And there'll be new ones that effectively that drop in the Conqueror loot box. So that's how you get the ones from there. And it's all 3. And they'll scale up, and the new ones will also complete the old feats. So that's how that works. And we want to make that kind of as straightforward as possible. And it's pretty open. Being able to get the box, you can get it pretty frequently if you'd like. So for both members and from the vendor. And then for the OP item for the episode, do we have it visible? But we do have one.
It might be in your inventory.
It might be in there. We do have one. It's a shoulder piece.
Just kidding. Or yeah, it's actually.
Is that it?
I'm pointing off camera at things, but they're there.
No,
Yeah,
Nope, that's a trinket.
Oh.
Sorry, it
fail.
might be on the female. I might have
Anyway,
another character.
we do have one. It's a shoulder piece. It looks pretty cool, and it is gotten through the normal means. There's no.
It's a shell of a shoulder piece.
It's a shell.
Oh, that was awful.
Oh no, that's
Take
a
it
good.
back.
That's a good pun. You guys will get it later. It's cool. But yeah, so you can collect it via collections just like normal. There's no requirement to actually get the collections to drop though. You'll just be able to get them right away in various places, bosses and tasks and bounties and stuff like that. So missions, excuse me. So yeah.
Awesome.
What's next?
What is next?
I think it's time to show the content.
Hey.
We're in Spindrift Station, just hanging out the entrance.
We are.
So we're gonna say goodbye to Avera, I think.
And page our next guest.
And page our next guest. Yeah.
All right.
So thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Hopefully she knows to come visit.
Michael's gonna run grab her.
I'll make sure.
So while we wait for Oceans to arrive,
How appropriate.
why don't we go ahead and just talk to Mara and see what's going on?
All right, sup, Mara? Wait, hold on. Let me get back in my more aquatic look. Yeah, that's better. I don't
hear anything.
Do they not hear it either?
It's my bad.
Oh.
We don't have
Well, they
it,
can read
so.
it. Just pretend you're listening to dubstep, like you do when you're playing raids.
While we're waiting for Oceans, I'm gonna see if I can fix that.
She's here. Shall I follow Mara? Or wait for Oceans? Oh, what's going on? I don't know what's happening right now. But the Flash is very interested in following me on this adventure. Since, the Star invasion happened in Central City, so the Flash kind of has a vested interest with the heroes. And on the villain side, Mirror Master, which has some of the best dialogue I've heard in a long time, hangs out with the villains and works with Ocean Master. And yes, it does get confusing with 2 masters on the same team, and they talk about it.
Okay, attack something. See if you have sound. Nah. Okay,
Nope.
my bad, folks.
Ooh, isn't this pretty? It's like a welcome to Spindrift Station.
That is pretty. Man, I
I'm
wish I
not-
could have that in my base.
Yeah, wouldn't that be neat? If only. If only. Should I catch up with Mara?
Yeah, go for it.
Look
Oceans,
at
your mic
this.
might be a little low.
Is it low?
Just on your face, it might be a little low.
I don't want it up my
There-
nose.
Well, now it's perfect.
Sorry.
Oh, did I turn them around? No, I didn't.
No, this is right.
All right. This, did you already show the photos of Spindrift?
I showed a little bit, but we could look at more of them. Again, this is inspired by the art in the comics, so
Yeah.
this is the outside of the station that we're looking at now.
Yeah, that little model in the first area, we can't show the outside because we're inside.
Because we are inside of it.
But
But it was important to us that folks got an understanding of the size and shape of this Atlantean structure that they built to essentially welcome drylanders and be like, come, meet us, eat with us. You know, we're not so different from you, except all the superpowers and things. But anyhow, let's get a little better look.
yes, please eat with us. It was really fun looking up all of those foods on the tables.
I love the little hors d'oeuvres tables. There's the king, the new king,
Ooh.
and his new model in all his glory. He looks gorgeous. He had to look as good as his beloved. So he got a little bit of an update. We're hitting him as we can. Because we're getting better, tech's getting better, and stuff's getting more beautiful. And so you can go and so all these people are basically invited from different surface countries to come, and it's Arthur's big mission as King of Atlantis is to bridge between the sea and the land, because he comes from both. So it's important to him that there's peace between the two, and it's important to Mara that it's important to him. To be honest, she's a little skeptical, but you know, if she, you know, she basically supports his decision in that, and kind of runs Spindrift for the most part. I'm not going to bother interacting with the people because they can't hear them anyway. But you can talk. They'll talk about their experiences here, what they think of the Atlanteans. Some of them are kind of funny. Some of them are kind of.
It's very polite of you to take the stairs.
I know. I am such a. I'm a speedster. I didn't know.
Risky.
And so she's hanging out with her man up here. Whoa! Hey, Flash, what's up? He's like, this is how you do it, dummy. This is how speedsters run. And they have a little chat about what's going on. Spoilers. If you're gonna read it,
Yeah,
you
this
may
is
get
this
spoiled.
one. If you don't want to know what's going to happen in the episode, you should stop watching now.
And during this, you can still mill about the tables and talk to people.
Can go explore this room. This room was based off of actual. Do we have
I don't have it, but
interior
you
reference?
Can, you can
Aw,
describe it.
man. Well, it's kind of like this.
It looks like this, but in a comic book. But then something happens. And he's not too happy about it. Why, it's his arch rival.
Who's also super shiny and awesome.
He looks great and sounds amazing. He's one of my favorite actors. Mark Puhe. He's amazing. He also does Trigon. He's so good.
Nice.
He just killed it as Black Manta. No, you'll just have to take my word for it until
You'll see on test or online.
until somebody YouTubes it. But
God, yeah, all the scales look so good.
I know, it's gorgeous. I'm super excited about this. And then you've got your Black Manta fight, because we couldn't not have a Black Manta boss fight.
God mode yourself.
Good idea!
Good. All right, we're gonna fight Black Man a little bit and show you one of the mechanics in this fight.
They're so polite to wait for me.
Yeah.
They're like, well, if you're not ready, we won't go yet.
That's them. Also, he's polite.
Oh, I don't have a,
Oh, you have a weapon. The armory's supposed to screw it up.
Okay, well, it's
got a bow.
I don't recommend doing
Just-
this. Just punching Black Manta in the stomach.
Ram damage him, so we'll
Okay. Do you know how much to get him to do the thing? All right. We'll start with that. Oh, I didn't hard target him. There we go. I think we're going to need another zero.
Yeah,
I don't want to go too far. Whoa.
that's good. He should do it.
And then
What's
there's
happening?
something you got to do here.
What do I have to do there?
Not get blowed up, but I'm not going to tell you how to not get blowed up. it will hurt a lot if you don't do the thing you need to do there, and coordinate with your group members. We'll make them do it again.
I love that Mira has seafoam green water powers.
She does. Her water powers are slightly different. One, because that would be really annoying if they weren't. And two, because it's pretty. But yeah, it's a lot easier. And Ocean Masters are tinted a little bit different too, so they don't look like player powers, and they fit their colors a little bit better. But obviously, the two of them are going to use the heck out of water powers. There she goes, tearing him up. You want me to take him out?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Show us some more stuff. This is one of the coolest raids, I gotta say. Nice try. Whoop. She turned her shield on. Who that guy? Little stutter there. It's all right. He says some important things. I do notice he doesn't have subtitles, which is not good. Bug.
Good find.
I'm good at noticing things that aren't there. But all of these characters are just outstanding. They look amazing. They look, in the environment, it's like an Atlantean dream come true. Everything's so beautiful. The doors actually opened and he walked out. It's like real life there for a second. So that's... Oh, I'm in my chat box. All right. How much farther are we going to go?
We're going to go to the next room.
All right.
You have a banana in your inventory, or you should.
We call it a banana.
The nuclear banana. So we're just going to kill through for a bit to get to the second fight.
Gonna cheat. Look at these doors. Even the doors are pretty here. What's up, everybody?
It definitely has that otherworldly feel.
It was exciting too because we dropped PS3, which means we had a lot more texture memory to work with on this map.
Yeah, this is a taste of what we can do. I think I'm going the right way. I don't remember if I have to clear these dudes or not. Never hurts. Then I get impatient and don't do it.
A couple of questions about what piece of content this specifically is, which we may have missed it.
I apologize. This is, it's the new raid. So there's 8-player. There's an event version, a normal version, and of course an elite version of this raid. So there are 3 versions of it. Play the one that best suits your play style. And you're pointing.
You should go swim in the swimming pool while you're talking.
Oh, is that a swimming
I'm not
pool?
swimming in that. Are you crazy?
Totally want to swim in that.
Look at that. That is like, a lot of people are probably having nightmares now thanks to us. But this is essentially the finale. Mara and Ocean Master, we created a whole new solo mission where they guide you through kind of like what all of this Deluge stuff means and send you to do some solo content that then you can replay, I believe, as a duo? No, it's a solo. Man, I'm so bad at this. So bad at remembering everything. I am writing right now with Johnny DC two episodes ahead, so you have to forgive me. Anyway, so you can replay that, but the last thing they send you to do is confront Coram Wrath and at Spender Station. So this is the finale of the entire episode. Gesundheit.
Thanks.
I think that was a sneeze.
It was a cough. They kind of sound like sneezes. So thanks.
You're welcome. But yeah, there's sound effects and things happening that you're not hearing, and dialogue that you're not hearing. They look so good.
They really do.
I'm so happy. He's like, literally, he's like, I learned that from Batman. Check it out. I call it a water bomb. All right.
You can also see out these windows.
Oh yeah, let's take a look. Those beautiful portholes.
Some magic where you can't see the outside, but
yeah, because some of it is above water, some of it is below, and some of it is actually in water because that's kind of their natural habitat. Whoa. What is
All right,
this?
what's going on in this room?
This This is going to be some people's brightest point, I think, in the whole episode, and some people's worst nightmare. It's a puzzle room, and you have to coordinate with your team to advance. Obviously, it'll be a little more forgiving, or a lot more forgiving in the event version. Pretty challenging in the normal version, and extremely challenging in the Elite.
Can you describe the puzzle?
I suppose. So this is an oxygen tank that somebody is going to need to supply one of their team members who's trying to do something in another room. Essentially, it's flooded in the other room, and we can't get past it until we drain it, and we can proceed through the station.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we're not all Atlanteans, and we don't all have suits. It may look like I have a suit, but it's not an actual suit.
You need that suit.
You need this one, which I can't do both, unfortunately.
You can do the oxygen tank and then jump into the room.
And then fail miserably.
Yes, and then fail the puzzle.
And so while there's one person there's 2 rooms, as you can see, because I'm about to load up the other oxygen tank. And it takes a person in each room to do the puzzle. So it's 2 puzzles happening at the same time. Yeah, we're kind of upping the ante on this one. Milbarge really wanted to see what you guys are capable of. And in this room, Kormrath's people are going to try to sabotage all the oxygen tanks so that your people will die. And it's up to the rest of the group to defend them.
So there's fighting going on in the main room.
In the main room.
Some of the group
in that main big area where it looks like there should be fighting, there's totally going to be fighting.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm in God mode. I broke it.
Oh, shit.
Milbarge is watching going, SJ, why did you do that? Is the other one still up, I wonder? I can go check it.
Should be.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'll go
that'll
do the other one. God mode breaks a lot of things. There we go. I'm not in it, right? Nope. Okay. So then I put on the good suit, the one that will save my life.
Nice.
And it sends me into the sunken or the flooded rooms. And then there's pieces of pipes and a area where they were all together and then they got broken during the attack. And so you got to put them back together. I don't know how much you want me to do, but...
This is fine. You see this. If we hadn't used God mode, there'd be a oxygen timer counting down.
These guys would be smacking the crap out of your team. If there was a team, instead of coming after me. But yeah, there'd be essentially an oxygen timer. And you will die if you run out of oxygen. So your team has to keep supplying you with it.
Yeah.
This is a really fun puzzle. It's one of those ones where in the playtest room, it's all quiet and tense. And then at the end, when everybody finishes the puzzle and the doors open, everyone's like, yeah! It was a good moment.
Also, this room was a lot of fun to work on. This map wasn't specifically my map, but I got to work on the effects and the materials, so all the animated stuff in here to make it feel like you were underwater.
Little bubbles.
The little bubbles.
You made me bubbles.
You are actually underwater. Yeah, it's worth pointing out.
Yeah. That's why I have a dry suit.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you lose... you will
Something
drown.
happens.
Something will happen and you will drown, and it's sad, but kind of amazing at the same time. But so what do you want to do now? I don't want to do the puzzle.
Let's jump ahead. Yeah, we'll jump ahead, and I'll just reach over and help you out. We'll jump ahead to the last boss.
All right. Yeah, I'm not going to show you how to do the puzzle. You got to do it yourself.
Also, you're in the seahorse room. There's also the crab room.
That's right.
I forgot.
During playtests, we'd be like, I'm on the right. Wait, you're right or my right? No, I'm in the left room. No, stage left. And we're like, I don't know which room you're in. And so, back to environmental storytelling and game design, Art went back in and propped them out so that they have themes. So it's easier to be like, which room are you in? I'm the seahorse is what I love to shout. I'm the seahorse. And I think the other one is
it's
Pinchy Guy? Crabs. The crab room.
The crab room.
And we just saw
the big bad. There he is. He's like, so long, farewell, good luck. See you in the sequel. And he's out.
Nice dive.
And he leaves. Well, he's an Atlantean. He's a true Atlantean if you ask him.
That's a big boss.
Yeah, he's big, and a lot of effort went into this guy. He does some cool stuff that we're not going to show. You think he's big now. Whew, wait till you see what happens during the fight. It's incredible. But yeah, you have Mara helping you out on this side. I don't think I want to tell you exactly what's going to happen in this room, but thank goodness Mara's there to help you. If you're a villain, Ocean Master's there to perform the same needed water magician duties. I just want to call him a magician because he looks like one in that outfit. But anyhow, and they provide support and help you with certain mechanics during the fight. And I think that's all we're going to show.
Yeah, that's all we're going to show of Spindrift. Let's recap the rest of the DLC.
But let me, real quick, I'm gonna. He's an ancient water elemental. Morgwar is his name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. We're gonna say I am. And he's kind of from an ancient. You saw the big whirlpool thing. It's like an ancient relic that's kind of proto-Atlantean, like way back when they were just learning their wizardry ways. And that's what Koromrath discovered and brought back to try to take on Arthur. Okay, had to get my story stuff out of the way.
Perfect.
So now what?
Well, so we've converted the rest of the Star event to a DLC, and we've added some things along the way. So just want to talk quickly about just a quick rundown of what's in it, just in case people haven't played it before.
Oh, like the content pieces?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the open world Central City, which we have made some updates there too. You might want to look up. You might get terrified. It scared the crap out of me. There's some new feats, some stuff to collect in the open world. The big old Starro's back and more present than he was before. The big boss guy, the one that the Justice League is fighting. And Mara and Ocean Master now have camps set up there, and they have, like I said, that whole solo mission. It's a really cool, very story-driven. Kind of like the John Constantine mission we did for Artifacts, in the sense that you've got kind of a partner and you're going through this stuff.
And that's all new?
That's totally new.
Yeah.
Totally new. And you go inside the CCPD. My mic sounds different now, so I apologize if I just messed it up. You go inside the CCPD and you see how it all got started. Like, you saw those iconics out in the open world that have been Starro'd. You kind of get the whole story. And you get to see how it starts, and it's actually really, really cool with some really great dialogue and narrative and some boss fights in that. And then the duos are back. There's actually a new location, because, you know, you go to, like, different locations randomly. We added a new one. Do you want me to tell them what it is?
Yeah.
It's Iceberg Lounge, because we wanted to add a Gotham one, because the threat's growing. It's getting even bigger and bigger. It's like, I think it might be my favorite Starro iconic. It's Penguin. Because the Starro looks hilarious riding his big old penguin nose. But anyway, he got Starro'd too, because the threat is spreading across the whole world at this point. There may be another appearance of Pingbot Maximus, just saying. And then in the alert, we swapped out. It's no longer the Flash in the alert. It's now Zoom. You'll see why it makes sense narratively. So that's back too. And like I said, there's a normal version of both of those now. So like there's the event stat clamp version for everybody, but there's a new version of the duo that's more challenging, and then a new version of the alert that's also more challenging. And then the threat below is back, the big Starro raid with updated mechanics, 3 different difficulties, and then the brand new. Oh yeah, and in the solo you go to a new location that's like an old Atlantean like a temple, I guess.
Yeah.
Like a temple where they find this. Oh wait, it's not there anymore. They find the water creature. There, now I can point at it. There. I like pointing up like that. It's fun. There's nothing there in my view, but anyhow. So there's that new location also, and then Spindrift Raid, which is obviously where we put most of the development, because making stuff like puzzles actually is very time intensive, but the reward is so much payoff. I'm reminded of the maze room on Ranks. Like, it just blew people's minds. They were like, what is even happening there? And those highly coordinated efforts, which, by the way, I highly recommend bringing a controller to that fight, because those Atlanteans want to break that oxygen so bad, and it's very satisfying to just grab one of them and pull them away. So I think I hit everything there.
Yep, that's it. Let's jump back. Actually, let's jump back to the female character. If you want to switch characters real quick. And then we'll go to her base.
Oh, she's not Aver.
Oh, she's not Aver.
No.
Sorry.
Oceans. It's all right. We need to get like an intern for you to do that. Let me switch back to show off the other thing. Oh yeah, we need to talk about the gift thing.
We will talk about the gift thing.
Yeah, don't let me forget.
It will be hard for you to forget once you get into her base.
I'm so excited.
We don't have a ton of base items here, but we do have a couple of
To
highlights.
show.
To show.
We have a ton of them.
Sorry. We
Yeah.
have like
Don't panic.
a
I know you
billion
saw all that
tables.
stuff.
We
Yeah, I was
have
gonna say,
a
I
lot
know
of
you saw
tables.
so many
Have been
tables.
racks.
I hope you like buffets, because you can now set up your own hors d'oeuvres in your lair.
You mentioned that we were going back to Iceberg Lounge. I know. I found some base items that we hadn't given out whenever we went there in the first
really?
place.
Oh, nice.
So
You
get
tell-
a couple.
Did you tell Systems Design to add those too?
Yes.
Yes.
So some of the ones.
Okay, I'm in.
You're good.
God,
Oh,
love
I see
obscure.
one.
I don't know where I'm going.
Just head in. It's just
Well,
right here mostly.
What's this? Oh. Should I do it or wait or look around
Uh,
first?
Let's look around first.
All right. So here's many of the new items.
You recognize what we saw in that puzzle room.
Yes, some oxygen tanks.
I think there are 12 different weapon racks.
Nice.
There's some gross things from
that's so
the last map from last year
They
that I worked on.
move. It's
They
so
they
gross.
do move if you stare at it for too long. They're kind of nasty.
By too long, she means a second. Apparently, it's really gross. Look.
That's my favorite base item.
Yeah, it's a statue of the ancient water elemental. I like how there's a little bit of growth on him.
And then just go upstairs, and I've got the hologram.
Oh, I can fly on this one. Sweet. Yes! So, I noticed all these interacts. How exciting is that? So, can I talk about it now?
Yeah.
So, with the launch of Deluge, there's a member grant gift. Essentially, you get a box. If you're a member, I believe you don't have to be one like at the start.
Details TBD, but
TBD?
you'll want to
Okay.
be a member
But
close to the launch of
Yeah.
this DLC.
if you're a member, you will get a Deluge gift grant, and it will include this base item, which is obviously the cool hologram. And in Spindrift, there's like it's like when you visit a museum or something, they talk about the location and what it it's an Atlantean talking about it. And in your lair, we hooked it up to the hologram, so you can hear all of your favorite museum lines. But it's very pretty, very cool looking hologram. I love holograms in general, so I'm excited to have one as a layer item. Let me know if you guys like holograms. And this is the coolest.
What is this, first of all? What is that,
Yeah,
a bowl?
Yeah, do you guys recognize it? Because it's straight out of the content. That is the ancient relic that Quorum Wrath uses to summon the water elemental. And he believes he's from the Ninth Tribe, which is kind of like the working class, the lower depths of Atlantis, and he's kind of creating a rebellion. But anyway, so he's a true Atlantean. So he's a great Atlantean, and he summons this great proto-Atlantean water elemental. So if you're a member, you'll be granted the same item that Quorum Wrath uses.
It's a little smaller, though.
A little bit smaller, a little bit. But let's see how great my Atlantean heritage is when I interact with it. What's gonna happen? Oh,
He's so cute.
Baby Margwar.
baby Margwar. So I'm not apparently as much of an Atlantean as Quorum Wrath, but yes, you get your own tiny Margwar for your lair, and he does a couple things. I don't see one of the things he needs to do one of the things, so we'll just leave that for discovery. But you get, and he'll hang out for a while, and then he'll peace out. But you can resummon him. He'll come back. Ain't he cute? He's so tiny.
He's so cute.
Tiny little Margwar. Anyhow.
All right.
And are we going to talk about the third gift?
There's a third gift?
Are you serious right
No.
now?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
But wait,
What
there's
the-
more.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a third
She
gift.
has it equipped
Yes. So can I just go pick it out of her styles? Or?
from the material tab would be the best way. Probably.
Okay.
Oh, spoiler.
Yeah, from the what tab? So it might be weird with this particular thing, but
Just apply all.
oh,
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
I was
you need to set it. You need to set it on.
I do.
Yep. There you go.
That's right. There we go.
There you go.
Now it's on apply all. So it's like it's the new brand new iridescent. That's like apparently a theme right now. Material, and obviously going to be applied anywhere material can, and it creates that same shimmer, but it's more of a metallic. It's less of a subdermal kind of thing. That's something that we can only do like on gear directly, but you can put it. I've been putting it on my hair, of course, on my character.
In real life.
In real life, and on my character. But it looks spectacular. Like, look at the shoulder pads. It creates this amazing metal that responds to the light in the room. It's so cool. I love it. Looks really good on the scuba suit that you can get from the marketplace. Really cool. And the diver suit that we just did, the Spindrift suit. But this is also just, it's a gift. You get the Spindrift hologram, Will Baby Mogwai, which we should probably change the name to Will Baby Mogwai. and on a brand new material, iridescent. Because we love you, members. I love you so much. We are very excited to give that gift.
So when's this launching?
March 29th. Was that dramatic enough?
When's it going to test?
Unless something's happened during this live stream today. I don't know when though. Sometime today.
And if you want to know more about this DLC, what should people read?
My letter. I'm so good at being prompted.
Which is where?
On the forums and on what do we call the news page?
The
hub?
The feed.
The feed.
At
I knew it had like
the
feed at DCUniverseonline.com. But most people will probably just read it on the forums. But you can leave feedback there. I'm sure I'll read it and be overwhelmed with joy. But this is a really exciting, very, very dramatic narrative. Partly why we added Flash and Mirror Master. A little bit of comedy relief here and there. So it'll be really fun and very the stuff of, legends type of thing. And again, when you're in Central City, look up. There's some freaky stuff in the sky. What else we got?
That's it.
That's it?
Is that it?
Good.
That's it? But I've still got like 5 minutes of espresso left in me.
Oh my god.
That's too bad.
To Twitter! Contact me. SJ, _ Nerd of Prey. I don't tweet myself very often. So, do you know? You follow me. We follow each other.
Wait.
Anyway.
I got this.
You'll find us, if nothing else. Because I know you follow Oceans. You can just find me on one of her friends. So. All right. You want to give me a wrap up so I'll stop talking?
Sure. Keep playing DCO, everybody.
Yes, please. We love you.
And jump on PC Test later and let us know what you think.
Bye-bye.
Bye.